Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, one and all. So I think these might be my last videos for the evening CW, not CW. I just watched the CW Comic-Con trailers. I mean, last videos relating to Comic-Con, but they are from the CW2 shows coming, and I think I'll do them as one video. So first we have Roswell, New Mexico, which, again, to any sci-fi buff, the name Roswell, of course, is synonymous with conspiracy, aliens, and whatnot. So, my question with this is this a continuation of the former CW show Roswell? Or is it something completely new? A reimagining or whatnot? So, let's just go ahead and take a look.
Every small town has a story.
Liz.
Max. It's been a long time.
10 years.
Roswell was a sleepy cowboy settlement in post-war America until one day, something extraordinary happened.
You already know the legend. We think these are what kept us safe during the crash.
The crash?
1947 UFO crash.
I know you think you're safe, but you're not. Aliens have already ruined your life.
I am married to someone who can't ever know who I am, and that kills me.
This is probably a bad idea.
I thought we were ignoring that in favor of the whole sex thing.
You can't ever be with Liz or Tico. Because even if she finds out what we are, there are things you can't ever tell her.
Max trusts Liz. But if he's wrong, he will get inside of her head and erase it.
Everything I've ever done has been to protect Isabel and you.
Everything you've ever done has been to protect yourself.
After high school, you would follow me.
Anywhere.
What are you, Max?
Liz. No. You asked me what I am? I'm just a guy from Roswell.
Okay. That is continuation. Interesting. Alright, and so the other show, Legacies. First minute, okay, so it's the music rituals. Make sure behind on. That's what I'm watching. No, just see so,
When we're young, we're taught the difference between a hero and a villain, good and evil, a savior and a lost cause. But what if the truth is that the only difference is just who's telling the story? My name is Hope Michelson. I come from a long line of the villains in your stories. I'm the daughter of a werewolf and a vampire, the granddaughter of an evil witch. They call me the Tribrid. I'm the only one of my kind. I'm born from evil, fighting every day to be good. There's no place in the world for someone like me. Except one. The Salvatore School.
We teach discipline, compassion, a little magic, but mostly it's a place where we can keep them safe.
Yeah, I've just spent a lot of time with supernatural people who are never comfortable in who they were. These kids will be better.
The locals think we're a school for troubled rich kids. The troubled part is true. We fall asleep in geometry and pass notes in magical history. We throw parties in the woods and crash the local high school's dances. We fall in and out of love and break each other's hearts. Like so many who came before us, we're not all good. We're not all bad, but we are all different, whether we like it or not. Any one of us could snap and become the villain of someone else's story. That's why there are rules. number 1, no one can know who we are or what we can do. Thanks, Landon. Rule number 2, don't get close with the locals. When we open up to strangers, we risk exposing our secrets. You want me to dance with you?
Kind of living in the moment here.
When local boy Landon Kirby entered my life, I learned the consequences of breaking new rules. In opening up to an innocent, I opened the door to something bigger than both of us, something bigger than the school, its secrets, or even the town of Mystic Falls, something that could bring us all to our knees. This is a story of magic, of secrets and betrayals, first loves and first heartbreaks. It's a story of friendship and family, of battling our own demons so we can face the monsters around us. This is a story, our story, about trying to be normal in a world that's anything but. The only question is, will we be its heroes or its villains?
Series premiere Thursday. All right. Well, wasn't quite expecting that. Huh. I mean, it's not surprising to me that knowing the originals was going off that there would be something of a similar vein to take its place. So, well, first I'll say, okay, Roswell, New Mexico. Again, like I said, I think I've seen one episode of Roswell, if it is indeed a continuation, which I'm thinking it is, or reimagining. Um, I mean, and as I know they're redoing things such as Charmed has a new series, which I haven't seen a trailer for. I mean, saw like one little teaser commercial, but I haven't like seen a trailer for it, so I'm not sure yet. But Legacies look interesting. It looks like a cross between the Vampire Diaries / originals and X-Men. As like I mean, Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters is interesting, as it says Salvatore's School for Gifted, or whatever. Um, so yeah, kind of like a cross between that and Vampire Academy, or think any plethora of supernatural things, but mostly, of course, from its source material, Vampire Diaries and originals. And a cross between that and X-Men, you have a bunch of youths to learn about their powers, who they are, and whatnot. So interesting. I think that could bring an interesting dynamic to it, because the thing is, like I said, I liked Vampire Diaries. I really did, a lot. I mean, I've seen all of it except for like the last few episodes of the last season, which again, one of the many things, I get distracted by so much great content out there. I never went back and finished, so I got to remember to put that on my agenda. Actually, I'll have to put that on my queue so I remember watching. Um, and of course, it's had its ups and downs, like all series. But overall, I really like the Vampire Diaries. The originals, like I said, the first season, I thought it was. I mean, second season as it spun off of Vampire Diaries, I dug it. But like I said, the last season, or last two seasons, because I guess I'm a season behind completely. Um, a season and like a half behind. It kind of lost me a little bit. I mean, again, it's interesting, the whole thing for, the originals and the Battle of New Orleans and whatnot. I know they had threw some little bits of the Michelson history in there, but it just didn't, again, with so much other stuff, like the Arrowverse, for instance, and, Netflix originals, Marvel, and, Orange is the New Black, so many things that came out, I just kept putting it by the wayside, But, again, I hate starting something and not finishing it, so I've seriously got to put that on my agenda. And, Legacies, like I said, looks good because, again, you have a bunch of teenagers, vampires, werewolves, witches. Maybe they'll have some other supernatural elements in their creatures in there as well. And, I mean, again, you have a Lark from Vampire Diaries to, as one of the main connecting points. And like I said, we saw Damon, or I think I saw Damon for a minute, like behind a brick wall. So I don't know whether he was bricked up again and he brought back. Like I said, I got to watch those last couple episodes. Or I mean, he's just been around kicking, and again, it's named for him and Stefan Salvador. So yeah, that looks interesting. Uh, Roswell, again, I don't know unless I see something else that uh, that'll probably bring me to it. But Legacies, I'm gonna give Legacies a chance definitely because, like I said, it's got I think a lot of potential. Again, the constant teen drama and all, but then you throw in the supernatural element, which is what the Vampire Diaries was initially, and then Twilight and stuff like that. So, anyways, that is my reaction review for Roswell, New Mexico, and Legacies. Let me know what you think about those shows, if they look appealing to you or not. What you think of this video. As always, feel free to leave me a comment, and as always, feel free to share, subscribe, hopefully like, rather than like, and just thanks for watching. Appreciate the support.